Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know so many of you over on TikTok have been blowing up the comments asking for this, so today we're finally doing some customer reviews analysis for it. But before we dive into that, be sure to check out this exclusive discount available for it. You'll find it in the description and in the first comment under this video. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
To get things started, let's hear from our first reviewer.
This reviewer has experience with both this monitor and its predecessor, having purchased the older version from the same product line several years ago at a significantly higher price point. This new model features a completely updated design, which our client finds very nice, with much thinner borders around the screen for a more modern look. A key feature for this user was the inclusion of both DisplayPort in and out connections, which are present on this display, just as they were on the previous generation. There was one unexpected hiccup during setup. When connecting the display to a particular computer, the machine automatically rerouted all audio output to the monitor, which suddenly silenced the user's dedicated sound system. Thankfully, this was an easy fix. A quick trip to the operating system's control panel allowed them to switch the audio device back to the system default, and everything was working perfectly again. In terms of performance, this client is thoroughly pleased. The color and brightness are both great, and there were no dead pixels to be found on the panel. It's worth noting that this display isn't being used for gaming, so its refresh speeds haven't been tested in that context. While it seems targeted at creative professionals, our reviewer doesn't use it for graphic design work either. However, for general use, it is every bit as good as the older, more expensive model. Our reviewer was happy to find there was no discernible drop in quality associated with the more accessible cost of this new display, making it a definite recommendation.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer used to connect their PC to a 32-inch Samsung television. However, when the need for dual screens arose, they began the search for monitors that would fit comfortably on their 4-meter wide desk. The options seemed endless, but our reviewer was aiming for something larger than the standard size. They noticed concerning reports of pixel defects and uneven backlighting in many 28-inch models. After some thought, this client remembered their time working in IT, specifically assembling UltraSharp monitors for mechanical design purposes, and the superior image quality compared to the monitors at their workstation. They described the sharpness as akin to black toner on high-quality paper, so they decided to give it a try. Now they're pleased to have that quality at home. They find the 2560x1440 resolution on this 27-inch monitor a bit small with 100% font scaling, but it's perfect at 125%. The power consumption rating is not a concern. Eye comfort is the priority. Additionally, they paired this monitor with a dual monitor arm mount, which proved to be a great choice. The reviewer especially appreciated the ease of installation, simply loosely attaching the top 2 screws on the monitor's back and then hooking it onto the mount. They also liked being able to offset the monitor slightly to the right, allowing for a more centered view of the primary screen. In short, this setup is exactly what they were hoping for.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer was genuinely impressed with this monitor, stating that it actually exceeded expectations. Previously, they were using an older iMac as a secondary display because of its superb image quality, and this monitor replaced it, achieving a similar level of sharpness and definition, which was a pleasant surprise. Our reviewer had tried other monitors before, including a similar Dell model, but noticed a marked improvement with this particular one. The older model exhibited a noticeable lag, especially during mouse movements, which proved to be quite irritating. However, this new monitor offers smooth and fluid mouse and navigation performance. The build quality and connectivity options are excellent, as many others have noted. While there are minor backlight bleed issues, a common occurrence with monitors of this type, they are not distracting. This client typically works with dark interfaces, so the bleed is barely noticeable. The colors are perhaps a tad too saturated for personal preference, but this is easily adjusted through the settings if you prefer a less vibrant picture, particularly with reds and blues. Ultimately, this monitor is fantastic for long working hours, helping to minimize eye strain.
That's it for this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.